Hello guys, KP Shamino here with a new video for Russian Fishing 4. And in this video I'm going to show you guys the first pet of trolling in the new lake, the Ladoga Archipelago. And I got the data ready, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys first the data. So the time that I fished, the amount of money that you can make. Then I'm going to show you guys the heat map, that you can see how you need to troll around. Then I'm going to talk about the lures that are working in this area. And then I give you guys the setup. So that's the video. Under this video in comments you will find the timestamp, so you can just click on what you want to see and you go right away to that point in the video. So I fished in total 7 days. I call it 7 days, but it's not really 7 days. I just needed to give it a name because it's just an amount of time that I fished. And yeah, that's the money that I make in that amount of time. But it's not 1 day, because 120 minutes in real life, that means 2 days in game. It's just something, it has to be a name. So you guys can see day 1 I did 120 minutes and I had 632 currency plus 45 in the cafe. I'm fishing with 2 rods. I think if you fish with 3 rods that you get a little bit more profit. But you can see all the days, so day 2 or time zone 2, time zone 3, time zone 4, time zone 5. And then we had the server reset, and then time zone 6 and 7. I don't see a lot of difference that happened on the server restart. Most of the time they just nerf it, because that's how it works. So everybody knows that the new lake, you make a lot of money. After a couple of weeks they nerf it to that, and then you can just hope that it one day comes back. But what are the calculations? So I totally fished 606 minutes. That's around 10 hours. And I made money around 3,500 currency. So that's not that bad. But you need to imagine that a boat ticket, I'm going with the red boat because it's cheaper, because you need the min-max on everything. You need to imagine that I almost fished, I fished 6 hours, 606 minutes. So that means you need to multiply 6 multiplied 60. That's 360 that I need to get off from the total. I didn't do that, but always think about that. I need to pay 60 currency for the boat rental every hour too. So I come on 348 every hour. So I see a lot of stuff going around with 800 an hour, 400 an hour, 500 an hour. But I'm not really sure when it was happening, or they were just lucky that they come after a couple of days. I checked some streams too. I never saw those numbers. You can make that money, because what I see is that in the new area, it's a lot of... So you got always a base. The base is good here. You always will be around 300 for an hour. Even if you got bad days, because I had a lot of bad days that I didn't get bites the entire day. Only 10 fish. But the thing is, in this lake, every fish pays nice money. The zander is paying nice money. The new salmon is paying nice money. The pike is good money too. A lot of people don't know that, I think, because they always think the pike is bad, but they pay really good money. I already said it 3 years ago in my video. But at the end, it can go a little bit higher if you're very lucky and it's a very good day. I think you can go to 600-700 currency an hour, but I think that's rarely. So I got 340 an hour. And I minus, of course, 60. So let's say 300 an hour. That's still decent. Because in this game, if you got a base of 300, that's very good. But that are the numbers, guys, that I can show you here. And what I'm going to show you now is the heat map. The next part of the video, the pet that you need to take. So what did I do? So I already had some info about stuff that was very active. And so I just went around. And I just saw on those 10 hours that I played this pet, where I get like, you can see it right where you got 1 fish, 2, 3, 4, 5 fish in a certain area. And you know, on that moment, that's a very active area. So I put a circle on that moment around that area. So you guys can see it here. So here is the starting position. Of course, you cannot see here the EBC on it, but yeah, it's very simple. This is E, B, C, D, and so on and so on. But you can see it. I needed to zoom a little bit in. Otherwise, if I go a little bit too far, it's very hard to see. So you guys can see here, you start. This is a very good area. Very close to this island. Here I had a lot of bites. Then the 30-meter area was really well too. You can go a little bit further in this square to the right. This was good too, but here it stops. There is not really a reason why you need to go further. Then here I went to this area. I tried this entire area, but after some time I saw that this area was, yeah, really fast dead. This was very good. A little bit further was still good, but here was a waste of my time. So how do you need to troll? Very easy. You start here, you go to here. Then you turn back, you go back, and you go back, and you go back, and you go back, and you keep doing that until you can buy a new Venga. So that's the very simple. That's the first trolling pet that I want to show you guys. So yeah, that was it for this part. The next part, guys, I'm going to talk about the lures. So the lures that worked, I test a lot of lures. But first I'm going to start with the meta ones. I didn't fish with the meta ones. Why not? Because I want to test stuff by myself. I know that a lot of people always in fishing game, they see one lure, everybody start using it, and then the records come on the board, and then more people start using it. But at the end, I want to do most of the time stuff by myself. But I'm going to talk about the snatcher. Everybody's using the snatcher, the blue ones. Simple like that. That's the meta at the moment. If you want to catch fish, take that one. The funny part was, a couple of days ago or yesterday, I was fishing and watching a stream, and he started at 0, and I started at 0, and I was fishing with the lures that I tested. He was using all the metas, and I was using not a meta, and I got the same amount of fish. So, yeah, I'm just going to say it for the meta guys, just use the blue snatchers. The other one that is very good at the moment, and was very good in Kiora too, are the crafting ones. I need to have a look here. The balsa one, this one, and the other one, I got it now equipped at the moment. And the 75F and the 110 are very good. But you need to have crafting very high, or you need to have a sugar daddy or a sugar mama that want to give it to you. But they work really well. That's the other meta. You will see that the boards are full with them. And yeah, that are the two most used at the moment. But I'm not using them. What I'm using is this. What I saw was, the first time that I came here already, is that you need to have a very good combination in salmon catching and zander. Because zander, they pay a shitload of money, and pike. You cannot ignore the pike. Never do that, because they pay way too much. You will lose every day or every hour at least 100 currency if you just ignore the pike. But what I saw was that this is working really well. So I'm not sure where it is. It's equipped, of course, so I need to equip it. This is the other one, by the way, the balsa, this color. But this one was working really well for the Zander. So the Atomic Invader, I made so much money with him. It's unbelievable. At night, I keep catching it. So, and that's normal, because normally Zander is at the bottom. 8 meter, the Atomic Invader, it works. It's a killer. I will always use it. And that's one of the extra lures. That's the one that I always used in the testing. Then another one is, let's have a look. Another one that works really well is this one. So we are going back to the lures, to the wobblers. Is this one. The hijackers, 3 meter deep, you get everything on it. I got my 18 kilogram Atlantic salmon on it. I got my 8 kilogram zander on it. I got my biggest pike on it. They are a killer here. A very, very good one. then I need to have a look. What did I test? I tested this one. This is new. Xmino is not good here. Itchat is not good here. That was a very, very big surprise for me, because yeah, most of the time they are very good. These, of course, Dodger Cranks, one of the best for pike too. Not a lot of people know that, but this is a pike killer. If I do a competition, I need a pike, I use this one. It works for the pike here too. What did I test too and was not so good? This is good too. This works really well too. So the deep runners. This didn't work for me, the Orich cranks. This, the DP crank did not work for me that well. This was really good too. The Salmon T1 crank was really good. And let me have a look. Funky Minnows, not so good. And this was for me a very big disappointment. Because the Funky Deep Minnows, you can buy them here, they are new. And they were so bad, it was unbelievable. They don't work, and that's a pity. So that were the lures, guys. And to end the video, I'm going to show you guys now the setups. The last part of the video, the setup. I'm fishing with 2 setups, and yesterday, finally, you guys can see it on my money. I got my second Venga. So here is my second Venga 10,000. So I never bother with in between. I always go to the end product that I want to have, because they are so good. It's unbelievable. That's yeah, it's 32,000 currency, but it's worth it. And now I got finally a feeling in the game. I can still buy the Ultima rod, of course, but this is a very good rod too. But I finally got now the feeling that I grinded it out. I'm now at the point that I don't need to play it anymore for the money, because I got the setups now with the 2 Vengas on my 2 spinning setups, 1 Ultima. So that makes me very happy. But back to the setup, guys. So what is very important on the setup, don't use steel leaders. Never use it. Your bite goes so down, it's not worth it. If you lose a lure, just take it, because you will make a lot of more money with losing lures than with using a steel leader. Don't use the steel leader. I cannot say it enough, because my first video I tried it, but now I see what the difference it is. I tested it a little bit more, and the bite ratio goes so fast down, it's unbelievable. The best what I'm using is fluorocarbon. I use straight braid too, but the bite went down too. So what I'm using is 36 kilogram of braid, then I put 35 kilogram of fluorocarbon on it, and that's a setup. It is a very, it's a fight even with this setup for the salmon. I got my 18 kilogram Atlantic salmon on this setup. It's brand new, and it was a long fight, 10 to 15 minutes. I didn't yet get a beluga sturgeon, because on that moment I just do Alt F4, because I'm not going to catch a fish like that, because it's at the end not worth it. They fight way too hard, I always said it. That's something for crazy people if they want to do it, but that's always what you need to do. Of course, this is a very high-end setup, but guys, don't think that you need to have this now. What you can do is you can go with a lot lower setup. I fished 4 or 5 days. I fished with the beluga too, but I had 27 kilogram fluoro straight line on, and I even fished here with the 19.5 kilogram. So you can come here. So if you got a setup that can handle 20 kilogram of test, just come here if you're level 27, because you make a lot of money with like a low setup. Are you going to catch the Trophy Atlantic, Trophy Ladoga salmon, or the beluga? You can do it because you're trolling. It's going to take a lot of time, but is it worth it with a low setup? I would say it depends a little bit. I'm not sure how I can say it. So with a low setup, you need to take enough with smaller fish. So you can get the 10 kilogram salmon, the 7 kilogram zander. You will make almost the same amount of money that I showed you guys. But the fight for the very big fish is going to be problematic. That's what I'm saying. What I can do with this setup is I can land everything. But this is like, a 40,000 setup. Do you know what I mean? So don't think if you come with a low setup that it's going to be everywhere flowers for you and that you can catch everything easy. No. You need to remember that, because otherwise you can get disappointed. Therefore, I want to say it. Then the other setup, it's this one, the Ultima SM. I'm not going to say that, because why can they just not give it good names? Then we got the Beluga Vega 10,000. This one I'm using for 2 years. It got now 17% wear. So I'm now saving up to repair all the equipment. Just the same setup, but here I'm using the balsa or the lures that I said to you guys. Another thing, I already said it, use the red boat, don't use the other boat. Why? Very simple. This is 74, this is 99. Why would you pay 100 currency more for 5 days? That's 20 every hour. And the boat is not better. Take the blue one. The blue one is the red boat here. Take the red boat if you want to troll around. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Have fun. If you fish around, go for it. It's a very fun lake. You make always a decent amount of money. And you always can hit a very big fish. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to farm this out. And then probably going to have a look for the chars. Because they pay really well too. I want to test some of the new lures at Kiori too, because I think that they going to work really well too on that area. So thanks for watching, guys. Have fun. Merry Christmas, because today it was Christmas and I never said it. And I hope that you guys ate enough and drink enough. And I see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.